Welcome to the Face-to-Face. I'm your host, Jean-Luc Lefebvre. Face-to-Face is a bilingual series of video recorded here at the Société francophone de Maillardville. We acknowledge la Société francophone de Maillardville operates on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam. We thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and care for them along with the water and all what is above and below. Today, we are welcoming Heather Hooton. Heather is the founder of the Tri-Cities Moms Group. So welcome, Heather.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you on the Face-to-Face. So today I have a big list of questions and I want people to get to know, what inspired you behind this big creation?
Well, it wasn't actually supposed to be this big creation. I had our first daughter in the summer of 2009. A few months after that, I was diagnosed with postpartum depression, and some of the advice I had been given was to get out of the house, go meet some other moms, and a coworker had suggested going on meetup.com. I went on there and I couldn't find anything local. So I thought, well, I'm just going to start one and see what happens. And then 12 moms went for coffee. We'd never met before. Our babies were all in the very similar age. We went for coffee and then we all sort of clicked, and then it just sort of organically grew. My intention was never to have it be this big thing that it is now. It was really selfish. I needed a community. I needed some friends to help me on the journey of motherhood. So that's where it started. And then all of a sudden we were at 500, and then we were at 1,000 members. And then we were doing more and more meetups. So we were doing pub nights for moms and meetups in the park and music afternoons with in Port Moody. Yeah, so that's sort of where it started. And then it just started to grow and grow and grow. And meetup.com, although it's a great site, it's hard to connect and have conversations. So that's when we moved over to Facebook. And then it really sort of took off, and we've never done any advertising. It's just sort of organically grown on its own. So that's where it sort of started from.
And how many years ago was that?
That was November 2009.
Okay, so Facebook was kind of just starting the groups back then?
Yeah. So we've been on Facebook for 11 years.
Okay, but it started before?
It started, yeah,
Got
it started
it.
on meetup.com, and then because it's not like a conversation friendly, like it was really hard to communicate on Meetup. They're really just for planning an event, where when you're on Facebook in a group, there is more connection, there's more community. So that's why we made the transition over to Facebook.
Okay. And you did touch on you needed it for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's something we hear quite often that with postpartum depression, get surrounded with people around you. It's often a good way to help ourselves.
Yeah.
And how did that go? Like, was it helped you going through those difficult moments?
Well, it was hearing other people going through the exact same thing. I was able to take a sigh of relief, and like it's not just me. I'm not the only one that's going through these feelings. And yeah, it really did help to share. I'm struggling. I'm struggling with this, that, trying to keep the house clean and work and this, and everybody else was in the same boat. It really did help.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the activities that are planned this year? What's happening? And I know there's probably some fundraiser.
Yeah.
I want to know what's happening.
So what we have coming up right now on March 2nd is we will be creating 50 plus. I mean, I'd like to do more, but we'll see how many food hampers we can do. So we collect non-perishable food items all year, and every month or two, depending on the amount of donations, we will then do food hampers that are either delivered or picked up by families in need. Mm-hmm. So that's the next one. That's where we're really trying to get the bins full at my house and then create all the hampers.
So you're thinking about 50, you said?
I would like to do 50, but I do warn people that like I'll cut it off around 45. It really depends on how much food gets donated over the next little bit.
And is it mainly members, like moms from the Tri-Cities, that are giving the food items?
You know what? There's quite a few drop-off locations. There's a few in Pitt Meadows. There's a few business owners out there that have collected for us. But yes, it is mostly in the Tri-Cities, like Strawberries and Sunshine. Narita Stevenson, she collects quite a bit for us, and she's done 2 very big food drives this year for TCMG. And yeah, there's lots of businesses that will have little boxes at their front door, and they'll collect non-perishable items, formula, diapers.
Actually, it makes me think I have diapers for you guys.
There you go.
I
Perfect.
do.
Perfect.
We did a huge cleanup. So anybody that's thinking actually about things and you have, we're probably going to mention at the end where can we drop off these items as we're speaking and thinking about that. So now, what is the primary challenge that face the Tri-Cities Mom Group, and how does the group address them? I know we're going to be talking about food, but there's not only food. There's probably like mental health. There's also like someone just needed a friend, you know, not knowing and you're alone by yourself as a mom.
Well, so those sorts of things, we really encourage people to speak up and to not go through these challenging times by themselves. So I always say that I'm available. I have no problem with people sending me a message. Last night after we did a live, I had put my phone away and I was playing with the girls, and then I came back and I had so many messages of people saying, thank you, or do you have time to chat? Can I take you out for coffee? I really need someone to talk to. I think that that's really important, that we're open to meeting people that we don't know, being open to having, you know, conversations and being vulnerable to say, I need some help. So, you know, I really strive to have the group be authentic and open. So when someone is struggling, they know where to go.
Okay. If someone wants to share something that is personal, how would they do this on the group?
Yeah, so Facebook does have that where you can post anonymously. We chose not to do that. We have an email where people can send in their questions. It helps us make sure that the individual isn't posting too much information, because sometimes, you know, when you're in the depths of having an issue, you might type a little bit too much or give too many details about your kids or your situation where a neighbor might, you know what's happening. And we also make sure that there's no names of businesses or schools or teachers or anything like that. So we have 2 admin that have been with TCMG for a very long time, and they go over the emails, and we do have some guidelines. There are some things we just won't post because we know it's going to sort of start.
Been there, done that, probably, right?
Fire,
Yes.
And then there's also times where we won't post because the individual needs one-on-one help, and we might need to reach out to community resources to help them. And so we will skip posting and we'll just go straight to helping them.
When it's so big, or
if it's big, or if we're feeling concerned about the individual's safety or the kid's safety, we'll just help them directly and find someone in the community to support them.
This is not always easy, because if you read this, like there's some nights you must you must not sleep so much, because some stories are probably like you say, a mom needs critical help now. It's hard to find help, especially when you're looking for experts.
Yes.
So do you have what do you do when it's a specific expert or a very specific need that is needed?
We have a pretty good list of resources. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. So anytime anyone posts a link to a business or to a therapist where I'm like, ooh, that would be a great resource, I just add it to my list of things to refer people to. We also have a huge community of therapists and counselors in the group that are full of resources and support. So I kind of know who to quickly message. And
that's amazing. That's amazing. So how do you promote awareness on the group initiative within the community?
Awareness as in?
Well, awareness is as maybe motherhood, like I think being real. I think we have generally to stop being super mom or pretending to be super mom. You know, if you're rocking it and you're having fun, that's great. But if you're rocking it, everybody thinks you're rocking, but you're suffering. You know, and I think we have to be true to herself as mom that it's
Yeah.
it's not always easy.
Yeah. I make sure that when I'm doing the lives that I don't doll myself up unnecessarily. I did a live a couple of months ago, and somebody messaged and said, I think you look gorgeous without makeup. Because I had said, please excuse me, I didn't have time to do my hair or my makeup, and I had my hair in a crazy bun and a messy hoodie, and but I had time to do the live, but I did not have time to do anything. And I got quite a few, you look great, you're rocking it, like, you know, you didn't need to put on any makeup. And I think that's important that we say that to each other, that we say, you know, you're doing a great job, you look amazing, you're doing good, even when you think you're not doing good. You're doing it.
So the group has also a community of sponsors
Yeah.
that are part of the group. Can you talk to us a little bit about why you and because there's a lot of ladies behind you also,
heck yeah.
right? There's a big
Yeah.
group of you guys.
Yeah.
Why did you guys decided to create the sponsor groups?
So the sponsors started, I would say it like when we were around 5,000 members. We didn't want the page to be full of advertising. We needed to find some way to control it and to make sure that nobody was getting scammed or anything like that. It was a suggestion from one of the volunteers, and she said, well, why don't we do a draw and have sponsors? And they are limited to 2 posts a month, and we promote them, they promote us. So we get to support local moms, amazing local businesses. It's controlled on the page, so it's not super overwhelming, which means like other people who are posting questions, and that's not going to get lost in a crazy amount of business posts. And we have been part of so many amazing businesses growing from sort of like in someone's basement to a storefront. There's so many amazing women in the
Countless,
trice. Oh,
yeah.
It's so cool. It's so cool that we've been part of that.
I know. And what's the advantage for the sponsor to be part of that community?
Well, yeah, it's community. It's a
Okay.
big part of it. And I always encourage our sponsors to engage, not just business wise. Make sure that everyone in the group knows who you are. Comment on other people's posts. Make sure that you become a trusted business person, because then people will be more, oh, you know what? Sally does this, and you've got that connection. And so I really, really encourage communication and connection on the group with our sponsors.
Could you share a few specific stories or example on how the group has positively impacted life of local moms? I want to have few stories.
Yeah, okay. I gotta think of a good one.
Yeah.
Well, they're all, I mean, obviously we won't use any names.
No.
Recently, I actually made a new friend, and she had reached out because her sister had passed away. And her sister had a 7-year-old daughter. And the family had spent literally their savings to get this, get her niece from the island to here. And all of a sudden, she had a daughter, and she only has boys. And so she reached out to me and she said, I don't even know what to do here. Is there anything, like I need girl clothes, but I don't even know how to do that. And I have to decorate her room. And so I had taken her story to our sponsors, and I said, this is what I would like to do. The family is struggling. They've now gone from 3 kids to 4 kids, but not only that, the trauma of losing a family member.
Yeah.
What are everyone's suggestions? And so everyone was like, I can offer counseling, I can offer therapy and art therapy. And then a few people put in money. And so I took mom and all the kids to Walmart. It was hard to keep it together because they were so grateful and so thankful. And they kept, is it okay if I put one more shirt in? Absolutely. I have a budget. I know what I'll know when the cart's full, we'll stop. And we like really filled the Walmart cart. So we did groceries, but we also got to take her niece into, she wasn't able to bring the clothes with her. So we got to take her into like the girly section and buy all the dresses. And she was so excited and so happy. And it made her aunt, I think it just brought them some peace.
Yeah.
And when we were finished, the youngest boy said, Mom, can I ask for one more thing?
Oh.
And I was like, of course. Yep. What is it? Tell me what it is. And he said he wanted an individual frying pan for eggs. And I was like,
Oh.
absolutely, friend, let's go. And I was like, you guys have the cart. We're going to go get a frying pan. So we got this frying pan. He was so excited. And we get to the cashier and he's got the label off like right away. And he's like, look what I got. And when we were done and we went out to the front, Mom and I had a big hug and a cry. And she said, I don't know why you don't even know us. Why, I've never had anybody who doesn't know me help me. And I said, well, we know each other now. And I continue, we've spent quite a bit of time together. And yeah, that's something that's recent and that was big. It was hard to like keep my emotions in check because I didn't want to upset the kids any more than they already are. And I could tell that Mom was, pretty emotional when I kept saying, yeah, I have a budget. Don't worry about it. You need this, put it in the cart. And we were able to get the teenagers like clothes and tank tops and all that kind of stuff. So the family was happy and incredibly, incredibly grateful.
I think it's important for moms out there to not wait until the credit cards are full, not wait until the line of credit is full, not wait until like there's no other resources. There is like you already borrowed money to your parents, now they can't lend you money anymore, and now you're turning around and you're reaching out to the community. I think we should touch on this a little bit. What's your take on that?
Absolutely. Please don't wait. It's really hard on the volunteers when you're messaging and saying my cupboards are empty, the fridge is bare, my kids have grown out of their shoes, and I have no one else to turn to. I would really like to encourage everybody to message the 2 weeks before your cupboards are empty, and then it's not such a stress of like, oh my gosh, we need to do an emergency food hamper right now, or I have to find shoes for this kid because they literally can't wear their shoes to school tomorrow. So I understand why people are waiting. It's embarrassment. It's the hope that maybe something will get better, and maybe it will get better, but I really want to take that stigma away of being embarrassed to ask for help. It's the whole point of the group. The whole point of this community is that you ask for help with no shame and no strings attached. We often hear, I'll pay it back when I can. No, thank you. You just pay it forward when you can. There's no, like, you don't owe anybody anything. We're happy to help. But yeah, I would be it's hurtful. Like it hurts my heart when people wait so long that they can't have food. Like when moms message and say, I haven't had breakfast and I didn't eat dinner because I gave the food to the kids. It's yeah, I don't want people to wait for that.
It's really hard to hear.
It's hard, yeah, right? I mean, we're moms. Our kids are gonna come first, no matter what, right? This is why we had kids. It's to love them and squish them and just give them all the things that they deserve. And that sometimes will be moms not eating. And that's
hard,
that's hard, right?
Heather, there's moms that are outside of the Tri-City that are actually joining the group or part of the group.
Yes. Yes, I mean, the surrounding areas, we've got moms from Burnaby. We kind of draw the line around Vancouver because they have some very active mom groups that they can join out there. Pitt Meadows, Maple Ridge, they have a couple of mom groups, but they're not as active online. So we're okay having people outside of the Tri-Cities join. The only thing is that food hampers, Christmas hampers, we've done Easter baskets in the past and Valentine's baskets. Those are only for Tri-City members. It's just a lot to ask our volunteers to drive outside of the Tri-Cities to deliver that sort of thing. So,
how many people are working with you as a volunteer? I know there's different events, different things, but like if you give me, let's say if we take, for example, like the day then we do hampers.
Yeah, so that's sort of hit and miss. It depends on the day, which is why we have a form. And I say, these are the jobs that I need to have done. Can you, how early can you show up? Because normally we do the food hampers in my carport. And we set up 5 or 6 big tables. We set everything up like kind of like a grocery store. So there's pasta sauce, breakfast stuff. I mean, when we did it a month ago, I think I had 15 volunteers creating the hampers, and then dozens of people helping to deliver, because it's a lot to deliver the baskets. It's a lot to ask people to spend their gas on that. So yeah, on any given hamper day, there could be anywhere between 30 and 40 volunteers.
Which is a lot of people to manage.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So are you guys collaborating with any other like nonprofit association or any level of governments, or how's that work?
We haven't in the past. There's a couple of organizations that will drop off diapers and sometimes food if they no longer have space for it, but essentially we run on our own. Being at almost 14,000 members, we have a pretty strong community, and it doesn't take much. Like when I say, hey, we need this, somebody is always gonna step up. But there's never been a moment where I thought, oh my gosh, we can't do this. Like at Christmas, we were able to sponsor, I think it was 125 families for Christmas hampers. And that was between the pub night, the online auction, and matching people up. So if people wanted to sponsor a family, we were able to match people up. So that's where I'm not concerned. We normally get things done.
Okay. So give me an example. Let's say I want to sponsor a family.
Okay.
How much money should I look into giving to that family? How does that work? Is it different for every family?
Yep. So for Christmas, we have sort of an outline. So if your budget is, I can't remember all the numbers, but if your budget is like $150 or $200, that would be a single mom and one child. And what we encourage is stocking stuffers, a few gifts for mom and a few gifts for the child, a dinner out. And that's usually like Boston Pizza, somewhere fun like that, and maybe some movie tickets. So we've got it all laid out that you can choose what your budget is, and that budget is connected to a size of family. Last year, we had quite a few larger families, like 6 or 8 kids. We also have an amazing grandmother in the group who has a lot of her grandkids. I think it's 6 or 7 of them. And we were able to find a business that was able to sponsor them for Christmas.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
So are you taking care of all those details, or I take care of all the details and give you the package with the gift cards?
So if I'm matching you up, I'm giving you all the information from the family. So the family fills out a form and we ask them everything, like allergies, sizes, what are their likes, what would they like to go to the movies? What does a dinner out look like? And then I would give you as the sponsor all of that information. We also ask the parents, do you want the gifts wrapped or unwrapped? Do you want to know what's in the package? And so you as the sponsor have all of those details, and then you connect with the family and drop it off, because I'm usually shopping for the other 60 families that we have fundraised for.
Okay. Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah.
And what's the future for the Tri-Cities Mom Group?
Well, I think we're just gonna keep going. I feel like the admin team, the volunteer admin team we have right now, we're so tight. Like it's taken us almost 14 years to get to a place where we know what next year is going to look like. We've already started planning dates and fundraisers. And I think the goal is to just keep going and just to continue to support as many people as we possibly can and connect with the community. I'm pretty happy with where we are. Like I said, this was never actually my plan. My plan was to go for coffee and make some friends. And now I have an amazing group of friends that I can rely on at any time of the day. And I mean, yeah, it would be cool to be a nonprofit, but I think we're doing a really good job with the way.
And who knows?
Yeah,
right?
and who knows, right? Yeah, I mean, something could happen, but right now I'm so proud of everything that we've been doing. And like I said, the 13 volunteers that run the main group with me, there's no way I could do this without them. Like I would crumble without them. So.
Well, we're so much stronger together, right?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Heather. It was a pleasure to have you on the face-to-face.
Thank
and good luck with all these beautiful things you guys are doing. I want to say hi to all the beautiful volunteers that work with you also.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
From the Société francophone de Maillardville, the Tri-Cities Community Television, and myself, Genevieve. Thank you for joining us.